Alright guys, what is going on? My name is Joe, aka Cap.
I'm Dom, not Mysterio.
Scott Bash.
And I'm Francis.
And this is The Push. Boys, we are
fucking back.
We are back. We took off a week because of America.
In the name of freedom and justice.
In the name of the home of the free and the brave. I screwed that up royally, but it doesn't matter because we are back. We are back and we are here to talk about some wrestling, boys. Whole lot of things been going on this week, but let's first get Money in the Bank out of the way. What did you guys think about Money in the Bank?
I liked it.
It wasn't interesting. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't my favorite Money in the Bank in recent years.
All right,
but it wasn't bad.
I'm gonna be honest. I was a little bit disappointed about a couple of things, but we'll get into that as we continue on with this discussion. We're gonna be talking about Money in the Bank 2024. Some good things, some bad things, some holy shit things. But yeah, let's just dive on in. Let's just dive on into this stuff. So we started off the night with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. The participants, Jesus Christ, I can't talk right now, being Andrade, Jey Uso, Chad Gable, Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, and Carmelo Hayes. So, I'm just going to open the floor. Guys, what did you think of the Money in the Bank ladder match?
It was good.
Yeah, honestly, I really enjoyed the ladder match. I always enjoyed the Money in the Bank matches. I always like a good ladder match. There was one moment that kind of stuck with me, though, which was interesting, was Chad Gable had made his way to the top of the ladder, got his hands on the briefcase, and I was half expecting a Wyatt Six to show up, and they didn't.
I was honestly expecting him too.
Yeah, but we did get a really interesting spot with Gable, because I forgot who exactly did it, but someone pushed the ladder out from under him. I believe it was Uso.
It was Jey.
Uso. I think it was Jey Uso. Pulls the ladder out from under him, and he was just like swinging from the briefcase for a few seconds, and then he completely ate shit on the way down.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get something out of the way here. I did pick Chad Gable to win this match, and there's a genuine reason, because I genuinely believe that was the one thing that could possibly redeem this heel run he's on. But like this guy just like keeps finding ways to lose, man. And to be so honest with you, man, like, I mean, that's
the good thing of a ladder match, though. Even if you lose, you don't really lose. It's not like you're eating a pin.
You know who surprised the
top of the ladder.
You know who surprised the hell out of me during this match, though? Andrade, man.
You know what surprised the fuck out of me with Andrade? The fact that nobody reacted to his entrance.
Well, no, because for some reason this guy's a star all around the world, but he just like cannot get anything in this freaking company, man.
No. It's like his music hit. He started coming out. He had that cool fucking skull mask on, and the crowd was just like,
they could give a shit less. And this is a European. This is an outside of the U.S. crowd. This is an outside of the U.S. crowd. Canadian crowds are usually hot for everything, man. And the fact that they were completely dead for this.
Ready? Want to hear my impression of the crowd when Andrade came out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it.
Yeah, they had a bigger reaction for Carmelo Hayes, man.
The best conclusion I can come to... I'm sorry, Scott, you want to go first?
No, you can go first. You started. I'll go ahead.
Thank you. The best conclusion I could come to is maybe they all have the wrong idea about it. They're like, oh, look, everyone, it's fucking Charlotte Flair's boy toy. Ooh. Even though he's so much more than that.
Okay, then explain to me this, man. How can somebody like Jey Uso get as hype of a crowd as he is, and people not go, ooh, it's another one of the NOI family?
Oh, that's an easy question, Pat.
Because he's actually entertaining and because he can actually do shit.
Francis. No, Pat, I'll actually answer that question instead of Francis being a moron and saying Heatmaster. It's because, to be honest, I'll call out the fans. A lot of them don't know how to fucking pump up the right person. Because I've already had you guys, whoever's listening to this, you could view my TikTok on Jey Uso. I'm not going to repeat what I said about him. But I don't understand how Andrade keeps getting no reaction or he keeps getting underrated and he keeps they're just not into him, to be honest, and you guys can argue with this with me. Out of all the talent in his nationality, he's probably up there for the top 3 or top 5 best performers. I don't understand why he never gets on. I mean, he's not Rey Mysterio was great, but it's kind of getting to a point where it's obvious. Everything he does is, I mean, it's not only him, what every wrestler does is a typical type work. But Andrade has a special type moveset. He doesn't do the same stuff. Yeah, he'll go high flying, but he'll also beat you, ground and pound you, just destroy you. And he deserves to be. He doesn't deserve main event talent. I won't go that far, but he deserves to be a big problem, a big person in there, because he's just. You can feel him being different when he wrestles than people in his same category.
And to be honest with you, you don't even have to separate them that much, because let's talk about him specifically in this match. Almost every single insane spot that happened during this match was because of Andrade. He did that flip off the ropes onto a ladder with Carmelo. He did a sunset powerbomb onto a ladder, off of a ladder.
He was the MVP.
This guy's
also
crazy.
The thing is, us fans are so much. I'm going to use the word simps. It might not be fucking good for this type of things, but we're such simps for one-word catchphrases. I don't understand why if you have. No, it's been there. I know it's been there for a while, but there has been a lot of wrestlers who just get one-word catchphrases, and then they're a lot popular than they should be, and they're getting pushed a lot more than they should be, and they really shouldn't. But I'll go with my pick. I'll talk about the Money in the Bank. My pick was LA Knight, and I mean I understand why Drew McIntyre got it, because of the storyline with CM Punk, and it kind of made it better, knowing that every major turn that Drew McIntyre gets spoiled by CM Punk. But WWE is lucky to have someone like LA Knight. He's great on the mic. He's a great performer. And his gimmick is good because he was able to transfer it to others, changing up a good amount that it's different, but then also sound good. But he needs to get pushed. We've been dealing with LA Knight tickling the fucking balls of those championships for way too long, and he should have at least a title. Well, how doesn't this man have one fucking title, and he's one of the top 3 most popular wrestlers in WWE?
Well,
because of his catchphrases.
Here's the thing. I'm sorry to interrupt, Don, but I gotta say this. So here's the thing with LA, because the writing is kind of on. The only reason I did not pick LA Knight for this is because LA Knight is very clearly on a certain track for SummerSlam. The man is going to be there for SummerSlam, and he is probably going to be fighting Logan for the U.S. title.
I think it's already kind of in the books.
Yeah,
I mean they've basically, this is set in stone that this is probably going to be the route that they go. And I'm going to be honest with you, and people are going to say, "Oh, Cap, it's because you hate Logan and stuff like that," even though I'm pretty sure I cleared all of that up a few episodes ago. But by the way, you can watch that video on our YouTube page.
Nice plug.
Thank you. But here is my honest to God answer. If at SummerSlam it is Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the United States Championship, the correct answer to get over in that match is LA Knight. I genuinely believe that. I genuinely believe that if anybody is going to beat him for this title, it should be LA.
Yeah.
Then your favorite wrestler becomes a main eventer.
My favorite wrestler is LA Knight right now, dude. But
no, I meant Logan Paul.
He meant that in a way to fucking get a rise out of him.
But here's
Did it work?
Okay, but like based on my answer,
that's where he's going next.
Okay, but to be honest with you, he's already fought Cody for the title, and we've already set in stone that he's probably not going to be beating Cody for the title anytime soon.
Yeah.
Especially when you have guys like Roman Reigns in the title picture still, and he's not even here.
I would like to see. I know he's on SmackDown, but I would like to see Logan Paul on Raw and go in that heavyweight championship area. Because if Gunther does win, I feel like that would be a very underrated match as Logan Paul and Gunther. And the great thing about it, the promos would be fire.
You're probably absolutely correct. However, to be very honest with you, and again, I'm saying this because it's the objective truth, Gunther would chop the soul out of that man's body.
I know, but that
Isn't that what
makes
you
for a
wanna
great
see?
match.
It'd
Everyone
be
wants to see Gunther beat the ever-living fuck out of Logan Paul.
Gunther would beat the soul out of this man, and then once it would look like something out of the Doctor Strange movies. He takes one chop, his soul leaves his body, and then Gunther somehow finds a way to chop that too.
If Gunther's gonna do like 6 different Mortal Kombat fatalities on Logan Paul all at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
so I know my pick to win this match was Drew McIntyre.
Hey.
And this is something I did want to bring up. I do think a little bit of a spoiler for later in the card. Drew attempted to cash in and inevitably failed. And I know a lot of people on the internet were a little upset, saying it was a waste or it was unnecessary. They could have given it to somebody else. Here is my thing. This is what I wanted to bring up anyway.
The counterpoint?
So I figured now is a time for it. One, I think it was the right call to have Drew cash in that night and fail. Right? Only because Jey Uso doesn't need the briefcase. LA Knight doesn't need the briefcase. LA Knight is on his way to win the United States Championship next month. Not even next month, in like 3 weeks.
The other 3 were.
Chad Gable has his own thing going on with the Wyatt Six. He's not chasing any titles right now. Andrade gets no reaction from the crowd, so it doesn't even make sense to put a strap on him. Carmelo Hayes is still very new to the main roster. Let him get his foot in the door a little more. Let him get a little more established. Then maybe give him like a mid-card title. Jey Uso, I wouldn't be shocked if we see him going after the United States or the after LA Knight wins. Maybe put him in a thing with him because they kind of,
Jay is on
like
Raw,
Scott says,
however.
battle of the one-word catchphrase. So having Drew McIntyre win made sense. Not only just for the storyline of what's going on with him and CM Punk, but also just from a matter of who else are you going to give it to in this match? Nothing else would make sense. Having him lose. Yes, I agree. It almost feels like a waste when it's the same night. So now we have no Money in the Bank briefcase out in the ether somewhere. But if you have to think about it this way, right? The most likely scenario at SummerSlam is Gunther beats Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship, right?
Ooh.
At least that's what we're all thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
That's realistically, that's probably what's going to be.
Judgment Day's going to crumble.
Yes, but that has nothing to do with my point that I'm about to make. Cody Rhodes isn't losing that title anytime soon. There's no way in hell.
No.
Gunther is not about to be a short title reign. Like, I don't think it's going to be as long as like his IC title run, but probably until Mania at least.
I would agree with that.
there's no sense in cashing in there. I don't like the idea of cashing in on a mid-card title like the IC or the US Championship. So, in all reality, having Drew attempt to cash in at Money in the Bank that night and having CM Punk foil it for him only adds fuel to the fire of this white-hot feud that is Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. And now you got Seth Rollins involved because now he's pissed too.
Yeah, I think we secretly forgot that there's more than one person that hates CM Punk with all of his being.
Exactly. Like Seth was already pissed at CM Punk in the first place, and now he's just like made it worse. Granted,
no, he has a hate. This is, if you want to know the definition of a hate boner, it's Seth Rollins
for anyone that leaves WWE and comes back.
But specifically for Punk.
Yeah.
He just can't get his fucking name out of his mouth. Like he lives in his head rent free. Like it's insane.
So
it's Kendrick and Drake, but for wrestling.
Yeah. So to me, it only made sense.
Allegedly.
Dear Lord. So to me, it made sense, in my opinion. I don't think it was a waste. I think it was done, actually, in my opinion, very well, because now, like I said, it enhances a feud that's already happening, because now, you know, Drew McIntyre's on a fucking warpath to get to CM Punk. And you don't need, like, another Otis situation. Like, they gave Otis the briefcase and had no idea what the fuck to do with him.
I forgot they did that.
Because they didn't want to give him a title, so they made him lose the briefcase to The Miz. Like, there was a point.
And even then, you know, Miz was, like, champion for what, a week?
A week, and then he lost it to Bobby Lashley.
I forgot that happened, too.
Well, listen. Here's my take on it, man. Anyway, actually, before I give that, I do want to mention one other thing, and that's Drew McIntyre launching a ladder into Jey Uso's face right before he won the damn briefcase.
That was
my god.
That was my favorite spot of the match.
I genuinely thought, oh, Jey winning the briefcase. All right, that's interesting. And then just see a fucking ladder get javelin thrown into his face. Oh my god, that was incredible, man. But anyway, listen, I didn't love it. Obviously, I, much like many other people, I didn't love, you know, the briefcase. I won't say being blown on this, but like, you know, I always enjoy, you know, the idea of the Money in the Bank briefcase always being a you know, being involved in the atmosphere when it comes to titles. I always enjoy that. I feel like it adds a little bit extra excitement to the world title pictures. But no, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't understand it. So I suppose I'm fine with it. We'll get into that later on. But anyway, yes, Drew McIntyre won, man. And overall, I thought the match was perfectly fine. By the way, we did do predictions for this, and that would mean that the only two to get a point off of this was Dom and Francis.
Huzzah!
So anyway, let's move on. After that, we had the Intercontinental Championship match. Sami Zayn versus a guy who's, I'm going to be honest with you guys, is quickly becoming one of my favorites in WWE right now, Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker!
This guy is quickly becoming one of my favorites on the show, man. I freaking love this guy.
He's a genetic freak, and he's not normal.
Oh, man.
I had to, I'm sorry.
But anyway, yeah. I love this guy, which is part of the reason why this match left me a little bit upset, man, to be honest with you. But I'll save that for a little while. What did y'all think about this match?
It was good.
The match itself was...
It was alright, you know?
It was good. It didn't go the way I wanted it to. I wanted Braun to win. And he was also my prediction to win.
Yep.
I didn't think he would get beat by a haluva kick, to be honest.
Oh, I had no intention of this ending clean. To be honest with you, I thought either Ludwig or Sheamus interrupts. I predicted a no contest for this. To be honest with you, bring this into SummerSlam, and settle it in a fatal four-way. But
I feel like there will be.
It's been going to SummerSlam anyway.
I was gonna say I feel like there will be a SummerSlam match strictly because of the segment on Raw they did.
You mean where he killed him?
Basically, where he tricked him into thinking he was just gonna cut a promo and then fucking obliterated his
him out of his shoes,
literally his fucking shoes came off.
Oh god!
All right, so let me tell you. So my pick was Braun Breaker, obviously. You view the clip on TikTok, but I gotta tell you guys, I don't know if you're gonna like my answer for this. This was a very, very, very terrible match. Very bad.
Why do you feel?
First things first, I don't know what it is about Sami Zayn. I love the guy. He's average on promos. He's a fucking fantastic performer. But when it comes to him having a championship, he is just so terrible at being a champion. I don't know what the fuck it's about. He just gets... He's entertaining, but when he has that championship, everything goes away. Everything that makes Sami Zayn good, it goes away for some reason. It's because I kind of really am sick and tired of this Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan type fucking thing, where he always has to be the fucking victim. He always has to be the weak one.
It's Daniel Bryan Danielson. Get it right.
Second thing about Braun Breaker. I fucking waited so long for him to be in this main fucking roster. I am so happy that he's finally in this fucking area. The worst thing you could have done was have him lose that match. Was the worst thing you could have done. This man should not have been losing. Man should not be losing matches. He should be either disqualifying himself or he wins the match. Or something happens that he just doesn't win. Because he's too much of a force. Because the fact that we mentioned Goldberg in his area of expertise, in the same sentence, because of the way he performs, having him lose matches like that, it doesn't do good. It really... That match was very disappointing when Sami won. Very disappointing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Sami should... I get it if you want to have this match more for SummerSlam and not Money in the Bank, and you want to prolong it. At that point, don't have Braun lose clean. Have him get disqualified because he did what he beat the ever living hell out of Sami, or even he was beating them up on the outside and they got counted out because they just got carried away. Anything other than losing clean.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense. That someone don't get me wrong. Like I said, I agree with Scott. Sami Zayn is a phenomenal wrestler. He's a great performer. He's a good, he's great in the ring. But I'm not overly sold on his title runs because it's always, the underdog story works to get you to the win of the championship, but once you're a champion, you need to be dominant. You can't be just getting lucky. It's the same reason I didn't like Liv Morgan's first title run. It felt like she was just getting lucky every time.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was just about to fucking mention that because it perfectly fit in there.
I think specifically,
push to the edge angle over and over again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, let's compare it to a minute to another person that won the title. The same weekend that Sami won his titles. Let's compare it to Cody for a second. Has there been ever since then? Has there been a moment in any match that any of us have thought for a minute that Cody was going to lose his belt in the past few months?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Exactly, because
and he doesn't act like the underdog anymore.
No.
He completely lost that side of his character after he beat Roman.
Yeah,
because then he got so much more aggressive in his promos. You sense in his promos he got more aggressive.
Yeah, but it's not even that. He was also only the underdog to Roman. He knew he was better than everybody else.
Yeah, true.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
It's he holds himself as a champion. Cody is the definition of a champion. He is what a champion should be.
Yeah.
The face of the show, professional, and
the hero.
he's the fucking guy. He's the guy.
Yeah.
You know, and it makes sense. Sammy feels like he's still the contender. He doesn't feel like a champion.
Yeah, no, man. I'm sorry to say. I think the big thing going into WrestleMania with Sammy against Gunther is he was Rocky Balboa in this.
Absolutely.
But
that was the whole point.
There's the problem. But there's the problem right there. He can't be Rocky Balboa anymore. He has to be Apollo Creed now, and he ain't no Apollo.
Just don't be the Apollo Creed where he dies.
Yeah, don't be Rocky for Apollo Creed.
Oh my God, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like,
yeah, nah.
Oh my God. But here's the thing. Like, you can't keep up this, like, I don't know what he has to do, but he's got to shake off this underdog feel to him. And to be honest, I don't even hate Sami Zayn. I like Sami Zayn. I do. Hell, I was even willing to say that this match was going to be a no contest because, to be honest with you, I didn't want to see either one of these guys lose, to be honest. And I wanted to see the further progression of the story with Ludwig and Sheamus.
Yeah.
But, obviously that's not coming to fruition. But for the love of God, the worst thing... I kind of agree with Scott. Braun Breaker, and it's been said on other sources. Once Raw goes to Netflix, they really want Braun to be a guy on this. Yeah. They want him to be a guy for this show. And especially you know what? Based off of everything I've seen, Braun Breaker is 100,000% capable of being the guy. For Raw, at least, he's 100% capable of being that guy. But
there's definitely a heavyweight championship run in his future.
Absolutely. But that's why something like this, where he loses clean to a guy that everybody thought that he was going to run through, basically. I'm not going to say it kills him, but it doesn't help him. It certainly doesn't help him, to be honest. But, what else?
It is what it is.
What else can you say, man? What else can you say?
Exactly. So, if I'm not mistaken, we all picked Braun Breaker, correct?
I said no contest.
I picked...
Yeah.
I forgot.
This idiot forgot what he put.
No, I picked Braun Breaker. No, I put Braun Breaker.
Alright, so nobody got a point here.
On this match.
Yeah. Alright, so anyway, let's move on to the next match. Next match on this card was Damian Priest versus Seth freaking Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Rollins, get it right.
We're not on Netflix yet. Give it a few more months, then you can start calling him that.
They're gonna say big boy adult curse words.
Yeah, that's the edgier content, not the borderline softcore shit most people want.
Big boy adult curse words.
Yeah, like I said earlier, unfortunately,
all of the Yes, as we mentioned during the match. Actually, you know what? Before we get into that, let's talk about the real thing that people are talking about in this when it comes to this match. Let's talk about the botched pin.
That's the part that bothers me so much because it's like you can tell it wasn't even Damian's fault.
No, it wasn't Damian's fault. I don't know whose fault it was, to be honest. All right, go ahead.
Am I able to explain a little bit? Because I saw a video on TikTok and of Bubba Ray Dudley,
I was just
Mark
about
Henry,
to bring this up too. I know exactly what you're about to say.
Trio. And when it comes to Bubba Ray Dudley, he's such a fucking genius. I think 100% believe Bubba Ray Dudley when he says, I think Damian Priest got knocked out. And during that 3 count, he was like still dazed, or he probably just blacked out for a little bit, because if you obviously see it, the way Bubba Ray Dudley explained it, that his movements were very weird.
His hands.
It wasn't. His hands were weird. It wasn't natural. And then after the ref gets up from the pin, you see Priest's fingers moving. Like he's trying to get a hold of himself.
Yeah, it almost looked like he was trying to get like if you sleep on your arm weird.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you get
yeah.
the pins and needles. Like, it looked like he was trying to get the feeling back in his hand. Like he just kept like opening and closing his hands.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what you're talking about, Scott.
Yeah, but the thing with this match, that was so painful to see the ref get up and stop.
Yeah.
Especially because I don't think we've ever fucking seen that.
No.
Yeah.
Can I
They normally
Actually,
yeah,
go finish your thoughts, Scott, and then Dom. Actually, I specifically want to get your input on this, Dom. But finish your thought, Scott.
I forgot where I was at.
The referee. I mean,
it was very painful. I understood why the ref got up, because if the belt was going in somebody else's hands, I think they would have let the pin go, but they didn't want Priest to lose the title right away. But if something, I don't know, it was weird because in one mind, I'm like, if something like that happens, you have to continue.
Yeah.
If he loses the title because of it, it's not his fault, like all of it.
No.
But you have to keep it looking natural.
Yeah. So here's my thing, right? As someone who worked as a referee, obviously I haven't worked for WWE or AEW or anything like that, mainly on the indies. But I've been told by promoters, I've been told by other referees, I've been told by former WWE wrestlers, mainly from back in the to name one, Godfather. If they don't kick out, that's their problem. As the referee, part of your job is to keep the what's the word I'm looking for? The suspension of reality.
Disbelief.
Yeah.
Disbelief, thank you. We all know now in the modern day that this isn't like a real combat sport in the way that it's been presented to you, right? Obviously, we know that it's all predetermined. We know who the winners are, but
like the NFL.
But shut up. The referee stopping his count when there was clearly not even an attempt to kick out just makes it all go away. Like I said, I've been told by promoters, because when I was training, and I remember I was doing I think we were doing a match in it was with Warriors of Wrestling. It was an indie promotion in New York, and the promoter Joey had told me straight up, because I stopped the count for a match. And granted, it was a match during training. We were recording it for the internet to be posted on the YouTube channel, and I stopped the count because one of the guys didn't kick out in time. So I hesitated, waiting for the kick out, and what wound up happening, he told me exactly what I said before. He goes, listen, if he doesn't kick out, that's his problem, not yours. You're the referee. If they don't kick out, you count it. If the wrong guy wins, oh well, we'll fix it later.
We'll fix it in post.
Exactly. No, it's not even that. It's then that's how you wind up with a new storyline that maybe wouldn't have been happened. And I get it. Like Scott said, Damian wasn't supposed to lose, and they don't want to move the title off him yet. They didn't want to give it to Seth because Drew was coming out to cash in, and he wasn't going to win. So it really mattered. If Drew was going to win the title, right, with his cash in, it wouldn't have mattered, right? Because then either way, Drew was walking out with the title. So
I feel like
I get why the referee did what he did to protect Damian Priest. I also don't think it's fully on the ref either, because from what I was looking at, the way even the referee looked up at the entryway at one point, I think production fucked up. Because they were
supposed to play Drew's music.
Leading up to that match, I feel like the music was supposed to interrupt the count. Drew's music was supposed to hit, and the referee was supposed to stop his count. But Drew's music hitting late, you could tell because everyone looked confused over that happening. Seth looked confused. Damian, when he kind of came to, looked very confused, and so did the referee. The only reason I think it's a production error is because leading up to it, I noticed several production errors throughout the night. Well, the one that comes to mind specifically is during the pre-show. They were, Big E and all them, and Wade Barrett and them were all outside the arena talking, doing their thing, and you could hear, because they, whoever's working the switcher board must have hit the button, and you could hear Samantha Irving introducing Michael Cole and Corey Graves.
Actually,
and we're not supposed to.
Yeah, I was watching. I genuinely thought there was something wrong with the TV when I thought there was something wrong with the stream when that happened. Like, I didn't realize that was happening. I had thought at first, and then I looked at my wife, who is also a production major, and I made the joke, and I was like, "Wow, someone's getting fired from WWE, so now's your time. You better go fucking apply." Well, there's only one thing I have to say, and it's that I put in my application already, so you better hurry up.
Oh, you fucking eat a kid.
Hey, listen, it's a dog eat dog world out there, man.
Yeah, for real, especially in production. No, but all jokes aside, it was an unfortunate botch that overtook the entirety of the match, basically, because that's the only thing anyone talked about for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
At least on the internet that I've seen. Like, no one could bring up that match without talking about that botch. And that's unfortunate.
I mean, it is an unfortunate thing, because I genuinely believe that the match was... I thought it was a very good match.
I was enjoying
I
the
thought
match
it was very entertaining.
Honestly, and then I was just upset about the referee.
But, like, the problem is the botch was just so glaring that, like, you can't ignore it.
It's not even that, like, Damian tried to, like, roll or get his shoulder up. It was just blatant.
It's clearly a 3 count.
It was 2. He kicked out.
No, it's clearly a 3 count, and like nobody's going to be gaslit into believing otherwise.
Yeah, like you can't sit here and tell me, "Oh, I saw a shoulder come up." No, he was his.
Like, no, homeboy was out.
His entire body
he was seeing stars.
Like, there was nothing you could do.
They knocked his ass back into 4th grade. That's what happened.
Yeah. Exactly.
So guys, I would like to stamp this match because of that match of Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest. I would like to give it the stamp of the Will Smith effect.
How so?
Where the match would have been such a great match to talk about, but that one mistake is the only thing people are going to mention. Just like how that slap with Will Smith.
Gotcha.
There was a lot of good things that happened in that Oscars that you could talk about, but we'll never talk about it because of that slap. And now that's because of that pin. What happened with that pin?
Yeah.
That match is nobody's ever going to talk about it just because of that one.
That's fair.
I'm gonna be honest. He's actually kind of right about that.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's continue the conversation. As we mentioned before, yes, Drew McIntyre did cash in during this during this match, and he was foiled once again by CM Punk.
I love this feud.
Causing Damian to pin Drew McIntyre. So not only did Damian retain, Seth Rollins could no longer challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship so long as Damian holds it, which, spoiler alert, that lasted for about 24 hours. Actually, that lasted for like 24 hours. Like, he revoked the deal like the very next night. Like,
basically told Seth, he's fine, you can challenge.
Yeah, so he was just like, nah, we're good, man. Like,
I didn't even know that. That's gross. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
I don't even know, man. But like,
that's gross. They actually did that?
Yeah, they actually did that. But listen,
That's
like, it doesn't
gross.
even matter. Damian's most likely not retaining over Gunther. Like,
no.
So, like, to be honest with you, that barely matters anyway. But
no, honestly, yeah. Because what was it? It was they had their backstage segment, and Seth approached Damian and was like, "Listen, you're a man of your word. I'll give you respect because you said the Judgment Day wouldn't get involved, and they didn't." And so Damian turns around and he's like, "Oh well, you're gentleman's agreement. You don't have to worry about it. If you want a shot at my title, I'll be happy to defend against you or some bullshit like that.
Which is very nice, but that's never going to happen. So
yeah, it's not. It wasn't even worth it because it's like
this conversation's not going to mean anything this time next month.
Unless Seth is literally getting a rematch like next week on Raw, but I doubt that.
I highly doubt that. But anyway, yes. Let's talk about the real thing here. Let's talk about CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, guys. How many more interruptions are we away from these two just like swinging swords at each other at some point? Like,
I mean, listen, if you piss Drew McIntyre off anymore, I don't think there's much less.
I'm
stopping him.
Cap, I'm
going to be so honest. I genuinely believe that Drew McIntyre is just going to end up murdering somebody at some point. Like,
we're not going to get any more interferences during matches. This is where I wanted to talk about this as a subject. I have another subject in mind that I'd rather talk about. But
oh God, is Drew just going to like burn his house to the ground? Like,
here's the thing.
Highlander.
Here's the thing. The feud with Drew and CM Punk, I believe, has the potential of them to be better than the entire Bloodline feud. And here's the big thing about it. I don't think we've seen anything yet. I don't think this feud has started. I honestly don't think so. Like, they've been separated a lot of the time. As soon as Drew comes back from that suspension, this is when the feud in that storyline is going to bump up 1,000 times. Because I feel like it's just going to be amazing. I feel it. Because this is literally Punk's first match. And Drew McIntyre has been nothing but a god when it came to his new personality in his promos.
I don't know if we were going to bring it up later on in the show, but we brought it up on TikTok, I believe, that Bad Blood is coming back this year.
Yes, it is.
I'm honestly so curious if Bad Blood is coming back specifically just for these two. Like,
I don't know if you said TikTok, but Instagram.
Instagram, my bad. It was definitely brought up on our Instagram that Bad Blood is making its return this year. And I'm genuinely wondering if it's coming back specifically for these two. Like, forget about SummerSlam. We need to bring back Bad Blood just for these two to, go at each other and possibly kill each other. I don't know. That's probably the only way this ends at this point.
I'm just happy they're finally bringing back an Attitude Era pay-per-view.
No, what I want to bring back is the set specific to the pay-per-view.
I would love that.
Like for Bad Blood, the giant drops of blood.
Yeah,
I would love
the
that.
big
I would absolutely love that.
And the surfboards.
Yeah. I mean, you're clearly saving money on your stages when it comes to your weekly shows. So maybe some of that money can go towards your pay-per-view show.
It doesn't even have to be like a physical prop. It could be shit on the screen. I don't care. Anything.
I mean, CG is you can literally do anything on with
they
that.
have the fucking AR bullshit that they do for Roman and certain other people.
Yeah, but I am gonna bring up something here. And I want to pose this question to you guys: is there even a good guy still in this storyline?
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna be very honest with you. The both of them are in the wrong here, clearly.
You're not. It's not even a heel versus heel match. Like, there is no. I don't think there's a certain area that they're both in. This is just two guys who hate each other. There's no heel. There's no face.
This is a blood feud.
In the wise words of
blood feud.
Shut up.
In the wise words of Kendrick Lamar, this is all about love and hate, and these two are in fact the biggest haters.
And let me just say, I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. Sorry.
Dumb.
No.
But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be on. And Francis has been kicked, and so that's lovely. But anyway, I'm just gonna be honest. There is no good. This is not a heel versus face story. This is just two guys that hate the fact that they are breathing the same air as one another. This is two guys who just want the other one to be miserable. And I genuinely believe that the
I feel like it's just gonna be.
No, the nanosecond these two get in a ring with each other, good luck. Good. It better be
It's
a no.
gonna have
It
to
better
be
be no
non-
DQ.
Make it
At
Hell in a
least.
Cell.
No.
Really?
I don't want it to be Hell in a Cell.
It better be no DQ at least, because you
I
are
want
never
it to
you are
be
never getting
no
a clean
DQ,
finish between these guys.
Or like a hardcore match. Or like fucking
A street fight.
falls count anywhere kind of shit. Like that's what I want.
it's got to be.
Last Man Standing.
It has to be. It has to be something like that. It has to be. I would
Yeah.
agree with a last man standing match, because like that is the only way you're going to get a finish between these guys. If there
No,
is
you won't, because I guarantee you, if they do a last man standing match, fucking CM Punk's gonna like handcuff Drew McIntyre's feet to the ring or something, so he can't stand up. You know, it's gonna be
So
something
doing his pipe
stupid.
bomb seat.
Yeah,
Doing
exactly.
his pipe bomb stand. He's just
Exactly.
in the middle of the ring, being like,
So
"Hey."
if you want to finish, it needs to be like false count.
I mean, we're bringing gimmicks up from the '90s. Let's bring back the Lion's Den then. Like,
oh god.
let's bring that
Let's
shit
do a
back.
Let's do a lumberjack match. We haven't had one of those in a while.
I feel like there's not enough people involved to make it worth it.
You would just, and honestly, they would just
Unless
like
they
pick
get,
up.
like,
They would
unless-
just pick up another guy and beat each other with other guys.
I feel like the only way to do a lumberjack match is if they had like if the CM Punk Drew McIntyre feud inconveniences enough people, like it did Seth Rollins. Then I would say do a lumberjack match, because then you can have all the people that are pissed at the both of them on the outside of the ring.
Yeah.
Here's what we gotta do. They need to have an Inferno match.
Oh god, no.
Oh dear Lord, no, dear God, no. Actually, you know what? You know what I would happily see? Let's bring back the parking lot brawl.
Oh hell yeah.
Let's bring that
First
shit
person
back.
through the windshield of the car loses.
But anyway,
we move on to
yes,
the second
yes,
best
uh,
match of the night.
by the way, Damian Priest did end up
The
winning.
better
So,
ladder match. The better ladder match.
Yeah.
all right. By the way, Damian Priest did end up winning. That was I did say that Damian would
said
end
that.
up winning. So
I predicted all that,
I
by
think
the
we
way.
all.
did we all predict Damian?
I think we all predicted.
Yeah, I've
We all predicted Damian.
predicted Damian Priest.
Okay, so we all get the
But
point.
I'm
We all
saying I
predicted
also
Damian,
predicted Punk doing interfering on the cash-in.
Who did?
Okay, so
yeah,
Francis gets the
point
extra
on that.
point.
Yeah.
God
He
damn it.
predicted the entire men's. He predicted the entire men's Money in the Bank and the championship match.
Because it's fucking obvious, because Punk and Drew's hate boner, as Scott said, is mutually sustained and is gonna be the cause of death for both of them.
Probably. But anyway, yes, let's move.
Listen, I listened. I think it was Mark Henry. I listened to Mark Henry when it came to Money in the Bank. I thought LA Knight was winning it.
I can't
But
believe
yeah,
it.
continue.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about my mind, the better of the two Money in the Bank ladder matches as well. The women's Money in the Bank ladder match. There was Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, Lyra Valkyria, Io Sky, Zoe Stark, and am I forgetting anybody?
Chelsea Green.
And Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea. My bad.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry for that.
and Lyra Valkyria.
He said Lyra Valkyria.
So,
Yeah, right.
what did y'all think about this match?
Honestly, well, I'm happy because my prediction was correct.
So was mine.
Jacked Barbie herself, Tiffany Stratton.
It is Tiffy time. Like,
Yeah, Francis, you don't get to talk. You simped on your answer.
I simp on a lot
Yeah.
of things, don't judge me.
you do, but like, my God, man. But
Okay,
anyway, yeah,
in
let's
my
talk about the
defense-
match itself. This is probably one of the best Money in the Bank matches I've seen in a very long time, man. I'm gonna just say that right now. There was a lot of fun spots here. Despite the fact that she did not win, Chelsea Green was fucking hysterical during this match, man.
Oh,
Like,
she was fantastic.
she was hilarious. The fact that she actually tried to jump up and grab the briefcase just from the ring, I'm like,
Yeah.
girl, what are you doing? What are you
Just
doing?
because they had to say that she was afraid of heights.
Which is interesting that you would bring that up during a ladder match.
Oh, they did it just for that spot, I think. Honestly, because I've seen her stuff on the indies. She's not afraid of climbing a ladder.
No, I suppose she is not, but yeah, no, I liked the table spot. I enjoyed that these women actually were listening and gave people a table spot that they had been wanting all night.
Yeah, that was insane.
You know, I thought Lyra did fantastic during this match. Naomi, as always, Naomi gives us entertaining spots. Overall, I believe that this was the better of the two. I think this was the best match on the card, to be honest with you. I will go as far as to say this was the best match on the card.
Wow.
Ever since the women got the equality in matches, like they were able to do Hell in the Cell matches, they're able to do these extreme matches that they normally wouldn't have. That was the best. I would say that was the best decision they have ever made.
I would agree,
because the women have just been killing it. It's getting to a point where these crazy ass matches like Hell in the Cell and all those, the women's has been better. Like the way it comes out, the way it expresses, the storyline it tells. It's just like, oh my god, how fucking, like, what have we been missing out when it came to the wrestlers before? And I have to a palm hit my head on this one, because I had no fucking, like, for the men's Money in the Bank, I had a pretty easy time picking who I thought was going to win. I picked Lyra Valkyria because I didn't fucking have any clue. I just picked her because I liked her.
That's the same reason I was
that's called giving a prediction, Scott. But
you simped on your prediction. I just had no clue.
Well, that might actually be worse, Scott. But
I didn't simp on my prediction.
It was the obvious choice.
I think it's time that she gets a push. Not Chelsea, Tiffany.
No,
Tiffany is destined for a push and a title run very soon. So it only made sense to give her the briefcase.
No, I completely agree with you, man. Like, listen, I picked.
Sorry, Kat, but after Tiffany won, I was like, it's so obvious. It was so obvious. I just couldn't fucking see it.
I mean, like,
I'm kicking myself with that one because it was so obvious.
I mean, look, man. Here's the thing. This is Money in the Bank. Tiffany Stratton. This match might as well have been made for this damn girl. Like, come on now.
To do these
the second I saw that she won her qualifying match, I'm like, she is winning this damn thing. We are getting a pink and bedazzled briefcase, and she is going to be holding that shit for as long as she can.
I'm waiting for her to change that briefcase because I really want to see if it's fucking.
You're probably going to see it on Friday, man. You're probably going to see it tomorrow night.
It's going to be pink and glittery. If it's not, I'll be genuinely shocked.
It's going to be covered in rhinestones.
He's
man.
gonna
It's going to be bedazzled.
bro.
It's going to be pink. But like, I just. Here's the thing that I didn't understand between you and Francis Scott. It's the fact that like this match was so clearly made for this girl, man. Like,
why do you judge me for telling the truth?
Shut up, Francis.
I get where you're coming from, Cap. My only thing, I was a little hesitant to pick Tiff because I legitimately thought for a minute it was going to be Chelsea Green as well.
I thought it was going to be too, and I was getting ready to call Francis and just scream at him like. I was genuinely getting ready to just scream my head off at this man. Like, how the hell, dude?
He's got some insider trading.
He's got some inside trading. He didn't even give an actual reason. Like,
I did give a reason. The reason is she's hot.
That's not a reason, you dumbass. Like,
that's my reason.
Oh my god. Don, boot him from the call again.
No, hold on. I had to tell Francis something. This is BS.
Oh god.
Francis, if they picked people, you guys are gonna laugh when I say this. If they picked people to win stuff based on their looks, Charlotte Flair wouldn't have nowhere near as many championships as yet. Okay, so stop taking based on looks, because like.
Oh god. But anyway,
on to the main event.
Let's talk about that main event, man. Let's talk about Cody Rhodes, KO and Randy versus
RKKO
versus the Bloodline. The Bloodline 2.0.
And I'd say
the new blood. The
I don't
new
have anything
Bloodline.
on this. I don't have anything on this except one thing. Why the fuck was this the main event?
Yeah,
one of the ladder matches, one of the Money in the Bank matches should have been the fucking main event.
Yeah.
This match was so fucking stupid.
It's not like it was for a title. Like, I can understand if it was like Cody and like Solo in a title match or some shit, you know. But like a 6-man tag taking the main event from the match that the whole pay-per-view is fucking based on makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I agree. I agree
the
with
women's
you
Money in the
guys.
Bank match should have been the main event.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even think about it until you guys mentioned it. But like, yeah, no, y'all are totally right. I don't understand why this match did main event, but
To be completely honest with you, I barely watched it because it was so predictable,
Yeah.
and because I knew it. I was right. The Bloodline won.
the Bloodline did win.
Yeah,
I was
we
correct
all
as
got
well.
that one.
We all thought it'd be the Bloodline.
Wait, I think somebody did pick Cody.
Who?
Did somebody pick Cody KO?
I didn't.
I picked the Bloodline.
I know I did.
Francis,
Francis.
you're awfully quiet over there.
I got
I think
kicked
he
from the
picked Cody.
track.
Did you pick Cody?
Did you pick Cody, Francis?
Yeah.
Haha!
Dom.
Yeah, he picked Cody, Orton, and KO.
Bad man make Cody cry hurts.
Dom, kick him again.
Make Cody cry hurts.
Not even kicking him. I'm just gonna fucking mute him.
Just muted him. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about this, man. Anyway, let's talk about this, man. So can we just all agree on the fact that Solo's like the weakest looking one out of all of these guys?
That's kind of.
We've been saying that for fucking weeks. Especially now they got Jacob Fatu. They just made him look even worse.
Yeah, I understand now why they were so worried about bringing Jacob to the bloodline.
Because he should be the leader
Because
of the bloodline.
this guy
Roman's
should have
absent.
this guy should have been the enforcer the entire time. This guy should have been like. I'm now looking at Roman and I want to ask him in the face, what the hell were you thinking when you put Solo as your enforcer when you've had this guy running around?
Well, Jacob and the Tongas weren't in fucking WWE yet.
Okay, but like,
That's why.
listen. Hypothetically speaking, if Roman wanted one of his cousins in, which one of them was gonna say no?
Well, I mean, especially now you have The Rock on the board of directors. That's why they're all there
Like,
now.
which one of them was gonna say no? And Roman just went to, Triple H or Vince at the time when the
Also,
bloodline
didn't one
was
of
still
them
being
get punched in
formed.
the head?
Yeah.
Because they were, like, fucking KO had them, like...
Yeah,
I think that was Tom.
Someone was supposed to... Yeah, someone
that
was
was-
supposed to punch KO in the dick, and one of the...
that was
one of the other ones
Tongaloa.
got punched in the head.
Tongaloa was
Yeah, that was
supposed to.
Tongaloa.
How do you fuck that up?
I don't
Tongaloa
know.
with a psychopath and his brain don't work good all the time.
I don't. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I was going to bring that up next. Tongaloa just completely botching a low blow, which is the first time I think I've ever seen that. But then again, Tongaloa specifically has kind of a record of, not always being the cleanest when it comes to certain moves. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
The man's got a pass. Not a dangerous
Also,
pass,
I
just
think-
a pass.
I think it also kind of falls on KO a little bit, because I think he was holding Tamatonga a little low. I'm not gonna lie, people have been posting the video of that in slow motion on TikTok, and it's fucking hilarious.
It's funny as hell. But
Okay,
This is what
okay, guys. So guys, let's have enough. I have something to go with this subject, but let's
Alright,
have
here we
enough
go.
talk about. Let's stop talking about Dollar Tree evolution for a sec.
Jesus Christ.
The thing they should have done. I mean, to be honest, when I saw them, one of the raw videos of them walking from the parking lot in those suits, they are the most unintimidated and the worst looking people to walk down as a group with suits on. They looked really they looked all out of shape and they all looked fucking terrible. But that's not what I was going to talk about. The thing they should have done with Solo, and it would have made his character so much better, was to have Paul Heyman be the new manager for Solo, and you take that Enforcer character and put it up a notch. Instead of just turning into the new Bloodline leader, you could have been the Enforcer, Solo Sikoa, and you had Paul Heyman as your guy.
Oh, so
that
you're
would have
saying
been perfect moving forward.
Keep Solo as like a singles guy and not running the Bloodline.
Yes, because he doesn't look strong in the Bloodline. He would look strong by himself.
That is true.
Because he beat John Cena by himself.
Scott,
Yeah.
you know
So
what?
he would look strong.
Scott, I would agree with you, but you know what would have made Solo Sikoa look even stronger for his character? Had he not lost like 40 fucking matches in between now and, in between WrestleMania and beating John Cena. Had he not gone like 0-38. Like,
That would have helped.
No. Not until now from WrestleMania. From when he said, "Oh, there's no losing in the Bloodline."
Yeah.
he said that like, shut the hell up. You have lost every match you've been in for like the past 3 months. Get the hell out of here. Like, it's just, it doesn't work with Solo, man, and they're trying to make it work with Solo, but it doesn't work with Solo. Like had you just had Jacob, literally, here's what you should have done. Here's how this would have gone better. Because I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. Coming back to this match, Jacob looked like a star here. Jacob was the best looking one out of all of them, to be honest with you.
Besides knocking out that woman jumping over the fucking barricade.
So here's the thing. Man. You
You
wanted this to be better. The night after WrestleMania, the SmackDown after WrestleMania, you could have had all of them in the ring. You know, they could have been the same exact speech. Instead of Tama Tonga, it's Jacob Fatu coming through the stands, beating the shit out of Solo, murdering Jimmy, and you could still even murder Jimmy Uso if you wanted to that badly. And you should have been like, the tribal chief has been beaten, the throne is empty, so I'm sitting at the head of the table now. And you could have, you know what? It could have been more believable. It would have been more believable with this guy.
Yeah.
Like,
I would have taken that.
Like,
long and short of it, stop trying to make Solo Sikoa happen. It's never gonna happen.
No, he'll happen as a solo, like a singles.
Absolutely, man.
It's not believable that he tells the fucking Tongas and Jacob Fatu what to do.
And not only that, man.
He shouldn't be.
Not only that, but
I'll go a step further. I'll go a step further.
Go ahead.
Solo Sikoa shouldn't be talking, period, in his promos. He shouldn't be talking at all. He should have went solo, and he should not be talking. Because I cannot be convinced when words come out of his fucking mouth.
I don't think he should have been. I've said it for a little while. I don't know if I've said it on the show, but I've definitely mentioned it to people before. I don't think Solo should have been the enforcer, period. Roman was bigger than Solo, for the love of God. And you're telling me this is your enforcer?
Well, in all fairness, Roman was bigger than anybody that was in the Bloodline.
Yeah,
even
Cap,
still.
I'll help you with your argument.
Look at the Tongas and fucking Jacob Fatu. I believe Roman is bigger and like more jacked up than any of them.
Okay, Jacob is still more of a believable enforcer than Solo is.
That is true.
Cap,
I will give you that.
Cap, I'll help you with your assessment on that. Solo Sikoa is barely bigger than fucking his own brothers. So the fact that he made him the enforcer is stupid because Jimmy and Jay aren't that big at all. He's barely bigger than them.
No, you know what?
And you're making him the enforcer.
Solo's stocky compared to the Usos. The Usos are tall.
So that's what we're going
Usos
based
are tall
on
and skinny.
stockiness?
No, but I'm saying it's like because you have to admit Solo is more explosive in the ring than the Usos are.
I would agree with that, but like also if he were a bigger guy, that explosion would be a lot more intimidating.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But what you can't fucking fix genetics. It doesn't work.
No, but I mean, you clearly had other members of your family that were a better fit. Jacob was clearly a better fit.
There's like 40 of
come
you
to
guys.
think of it, don't the Tongans have another
No, no matter
brother?
of who was signed at the time, obviously, the Tongas and Jacob Fatu weren't signed yet. So you made the best of what you got.
So come to think of it, don't the Tongans have another brother as well? Isn't
Yeah.
the big
He is
man
also
over in
trying
Japan?
to.
Hikaleo.
He's also trying.
I've seen that dude.
He's
That
also
motherfucker's
trying to get
huge.
signed at the moment.
I don't know.
The Rock's daughter is bigger than Solo.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just saying
Anyway,
what I think
to-
here, and especially the fact that Solo got the pin on Cody. He's the first guy I think to pin Cody since WrestleMania.
Yes, that is true. But to wrap up the night in order of 4th to 1st in terms of points. 4th place with 2 points. Scott.
I knew it. I fucking sucked.
Tied for 2nd with 3 points each. Cap and Francis.
Hey.
Leaving myself in 1st place with 4 points.
Dom won the
Booty's
predictions.
nuts.
Dom, congratulations.
Wow, I honestly thought Francis had the most.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought I was dead last for most of the week.
No, trust me, I knew I was dead last halfway through the fucking game.
No, see, me and Francis would have been tied for 1st if he would have guessed the Bloodline over KO and Randy Orton.
Oh my god.
At least he had the prediction right.
Yeah.
Wow, that prediction for the the heavyweight title didn't help him.
That was a low blow. But anyway, there was something else that happened at Money in the Bank as well. Something we did not see coming, but has been announced.
I was not ready for this.
We did not
Gentlemen,
see it.
we are officially we are coming towards the final year of John Cena as an active wrestler in WWE. He has announced that 2025 will be the John Cena farewell tour. And unlike, somebody like Elton John, there's not going to be like 14 of these things. Once it's done, it's done. I'm just going to open the floor, guys, because to be honest with you, I still don't know what my thoughts are on all of this. I did not see this coming.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming. Go ahead,
Me
Scott.
and Dom probably go first on expressing our thoughts because we had a conversation about this during the report.
Yeah,
and I pretty much know what I was saying. This one, first, this is a retirement I've never felt before. It hurts a lot more because of the fact that if I'm not there, I tried to go as much as possible into thinking on people who retired. This is not only the most unexpected one, because I honestly didn't see expecting the fucking retire, but I feel like this is the first wrestler that's retiring that either one, didn't get hurt and had to retire, or two, took too long to retire and we were like, just fucking retire.
Yeah.
This one because it especially hurts because I remember like it was yesterday, him walking up to Kurt Angle and challenging him to a match. Kurt Angle wasn't top dog.
Yeah.
And now I'm just witnessing his end.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the first person that I've actually witnessed from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
In my whole life watching wrestling.
Yeah, like I remember as a kid watching, John debut the way he did, and the whole ruthless aggression thing. I remember sitting on the couch with my dad watching that on TV. Like I actually have the memory of it, not like, oh, I kind of remember. No, it's like I remember sitting on the couch in my childhood home with my dad, watching wrestling when I wasn't supposed to because my mom didn't want me watching wrestling. But my dad didn't give a fuck because he would let me watch wrestling in South Park.
Same thing. Great old dads.
Great dad.
But yeah, I remember that. I remember being at WrestleMania 20, marking out like a fucking lunatic when he won the United States Championship from Big Show in the fucking opening match. The dude's a 16-time world champion.
Adam Nage.
Now, I was gonna say, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's tied with Ric Flair at 16, correct?
I believe he is.
That is absolutely.
Yep.
So here's my thing, and I'm putting this out there now, and I don't want to hear no bullshit from any of y'all motherfuckers when it happens. Okay? I think John Cena wins the Royal Rumble this year, goes on to challenge Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. He wins the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, breaking the record, solidifying himself as the winningest wrestler in history with 17 World Championship title runs. He holds it for 2 months and loses it at Money in the Bank.
I would agree with that, to be honest with you. I don't know that that's specifically the line they will go down, but
I don't know if that's exactly how it's going to happen.
I don't know if that's.
But my point is, he's not retiring until he has a 17th world title run.
I mean, it's definitely on the table. Me and my girlfriend were talking about it as well. Other things that could happen, and I thought to myself, I mean, he's never won the IC title. I don't believe he's ever won that. So that would make him a Grand Slam champion.
They're gonna go that route unless it's gonna be a very short-lived title run.
It could be, but to be honest, does that even matter at this point?
That would make him a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah, he could get his.
And they've been emphasizing Grand Slam champions instead of.
So I wouldn't be shocked. Maybe he beats Sami Zayn for the title, and then he puts like Braun Breaker over.
Put Braun Breaker.
You know what I mean?
Listen, it wouldn't be the first time that John Cena has elevated a mid-card title.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you have him elevate that title a little bit, and let him. Because John is not the kind of person that wouldn't put over talent. The younger guys.
No, he's done.
So I could see him putting over Braun, unless, and like I said, and then that gives him the time to say, you know what, I lost the Intercontinental Championship. I'm still not done. I'm gonna enter the Royal Rumble. He comes out at number 30 and wins.
Yeah.
And then this way he can go on to WrestleMania, have his last WrestleMania moment, holding his 17th world title.
Yeah,
I wins at number 30, just like his first Rumble win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no problem with any of this. So let's actually, Francis, let's get your thoughts on this, man. John Cena's retiring.
His retirement speech, he's gonna say, "My time is up, your time is now," and I'm gonna cry like a fucking baby.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do the same thing, to be honest with you, man.
Francis, don't forget, he's gonna say, "Now you can see me."
Oh.
No, because on the back of his shirt that he wore at Money in the Bank, it said, "After this, you won't see me."
That shirt was nice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just made like $1 million that weekend over just for that shirt.
He held up that towel that said that, and I was like, "You motherfucker!" I looked at Chrissy. I was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!" I was like, "This cocksucker's coming out here to retire now."
Yeah, I thought it was so weird too. I saw the towel and I was like, wait, what?
At a Money in the Bank show?
At Money in the Bank in Toronto, Canada, you're retiring?
And then he kept talking, and he was like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna be here for WrestleMania. That'll be my last WrestleMania. This will be my last Royal Rumble. This will be my last." I'm like, "Oh, thank God."
I was about to say, there's no way you after all this time you're just gonna show up at Money in the Bank in Toronto, Ontario, and just say, "Okay, bye."
Honestly, I think if what I've been hearing from dirt sheets and rumor mills backstage talks are that John is booking dates well into next year.
I believe
basically
it's 30 to 40 dates or something like that.
30 to 50 dates through December of 2025.
By the way, good luck to anybody trying to get tickets for any of that, by the way.
Anything that he's going to be at, those prices are double.
So
you guys want to hear something?
What's up?
You guys want to hear something?
What?
Sure.
John Cena said he booked about 30, 40 matches for his retirement run.
Yeah.
That's like 80%. That's like 80% of the matches Roman's done for his last 3-4 years during his title reign.
Yes,
And John Cena's doing it. And John Cena's doing it for retirement, not for a title. Roman was barely showing up, and he had the title. John Cena's giving us his time for just his final moments.
Well,
a lot of wrestlers
filming
don't do
shit,
that.
Like the fact that he was even there to make that speech when he's still like in the middle of filming for Peacemaker.
Right?
Yeah. So let's talk about let's do a little bit of fantasy booking here. Give me somebody. Give me somebody. Dom, you already kind of did with the Gunther, with Cena versus Gunther at Mania. I'm gonna throw one out there. I think his final match. The answer is clearly Randy. I think the answer is clearly Randy.
No, I think for his final match, Kurt Angle needs to come out of retirement.
Or at the very least be a guest ref.
Something like that. I don't know, man.
There's there's so many possibilities.
I would see. Here's the thing. I would love for it to be like Edge, do Edge versus Cena one more time, but Tony Khan's too much of a bitch to let that happen.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm not like I did like those feuds back in the day, but like now I'm kind of over it.
I mean that's. I mean it's solely because like Edge is like his closest rival, man. Like.
Yeah, no, but it's also because fucking if they did that, Edge would probably get hurt again.
Yeah.
You know, you're not wrong.
I think it's gonna be Punk.
Nah.
Punk is gonna probably be involved in the tour, but like
Punk will be like he'll
be
have
a match, but
Punk
he won't be that match.
I don't think he'll be the final match.
Yeah. Scott, you got one?
God, I'm fucking trying to think. I can't think of one that would make fucking sense. Like for his final match, I feel like it should be Randy Orton, just because of their chemistry together.
Yeah. Well, let's not even talk about like the final one. What's one that you would like to see?
Yeah.
Oh God, just because I don't know why this name pops up in my head. I mean, I really like him as a wrestler, but it's not really going to be that exciting. I would like him the Miz.
I can see that.
That would be interesting. That would be a cool.
And what made me think of it
in general.
What made me think of it was just because Miz was one of the people to beat Cena during his biggest time.
It's true.
In wrestling.
Yeah.
And like, if you want a great like I feel like if you want everything to go great for a feud, that would be it. Yeah. Because the Miz almost never I don't think I've ever seen Miz fuck anything up.
No. Miz is so technically sound in the ring, and he's like never injured.
Yeah, no.
Knock on wood.
I genuinely, I don't think there's any wrong answers here. You know what? As far as younger guys, I mean, obviously, Braun comes to mind. You know, Braun Breaker comes to mind.
Great. I mean, that would be a really cool thing for him too. Is like if he puts him over in some kind of way.
Yeah.
Even if it's like now for a title or something, there's just to have him, to have that on your resume to go over on Cena. Like that's just so big.
Yeah, you can say on your resume, I speared John Cena right out of his jorts. Like.
Okay. Here's another question. Here's another question for you. Do we think on this final farewell tour that we get to see the Doctor of Thugonomics one more time?
Oh, he has to.
All right, so here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. And he did bring this up during the press conference. John Cena is 47 years old.
So,
like, I don't.
Your point. He did it like 2 years ago at WrestleMania. What the fuck? You think like?
I mean, I don't.
He was 45. Oh no! What a fucking tragedy. Just do the shit.
Do you just hate Fun Cap? Is that what we're hearing?
Yes, I despise fun. That's why we're fantasy booking John Cena's farewell tour right now. Like,
I knew it. I knew you were a geek.
Dom.
I mean, like I said, there's so many options though.
So many options, so little time.
Here's a better question: do we maybe see a heel turn during this?
No,
during
absolutely
this
not.
Nah.
No, we would have gotten it already.
Cena's at the point in his career he can't be a heel because he's a legend.
Cena's at a point in his
Straight
career where I'm not entirely sure it would matter.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't be like if he's a heel, even if he comes out as the Doctor of Thugonomics and does the heel thing, he would be he's too over. People are going to cheer him regardless, so there's no point in the heel run.
Fair enough, I guess. I don't know.
You know, let him retire as a babyface where he, belongs.
So
Not that that's like a bad thing,
Well-
but like
it's going on
We're getting
through.
heel Cena. It's called Peacemaker.
It's going on through 2025, folks, and we're gonna be keeping track of all of this. So
Get your
it's
tickets
probably going to
now.
be a recurring topic.
yeah.
for the
So
rest of
please
the
feel
year.
free to keep it here with the push. So I'm gonna open the floor a little bit because some other stories have been going on in wrestling. So guys, what else has been going on? Give me some stories.
I mean, I talked about everything I wanted to talk about.
You talked about everything.
All
Scott.
three topics I had written down. Cena retires, Damien kick-out botch, Drew McIntyre losing was the right choice.
Fair enough. Scott, I believe before the show you told me you got something you want to talk about. So let's talk about it, man. What's going on?
I did have something I wanted to talk about, but then it got mentioned during.
Was it the bad blood thing?
No, it wasn't Bad Blood. Oh my god, why can't I think what I was going to mention? I was going to go into the Drew and CM Punk debate, because I didn't think we were going to talk about that, because it wasn't really a major subject but we mentioned it during Money in the Bank.
Right.
But halfway through, I thought of something, and oh god, this is going to be weird, because I'm going to have to call a wrestler out, or not really a wrestler, a pretty powerful fucking person in the WWE.
Oh dear God.
That we've been seeing this a lot.
Oh shit.
We haven't been complaining about it. I haven't heard people complain about it, but
fuck.
I've been seeing a lot of references from the past and the future.
Everybody stand back.
Triple H, can you please stop grabbing fucking storylines from 20 years ago and make something fucking different? The amount of similarities that I catch from almost every fucking match, almost every feud that we get that he creates.
Okay, but if it works,
People
it works.
are.
Okay,
I
all
know,
right,
but
Scott, can you give us a specific
It's
example?
it's like. All right, Dom and Rhea.
It's just
it's
Eddie and
obvious
China
how this.
all over again.
And it's like people and next they just got into an argument, and then I saw people making videos of when China was in the locker room and Eddie tried to get in contact with her and tried to talk to her. We're going to be seeing it's literally a shot for shot. It's literally the definition of what Hollywood's been doing of terrible adaptations of live action. Except this is just a live action to a live action.
Okay.
Like, I understand it's hard to make different storylines, but the fact that they're like eerily similar to the ones in the past,
Yeah, but I think
you have
this
to
is
change
more,
it up a bit.
I think this is more
it's-
like poking fun at them.
Can I actually jump in here for a second? So here's the thing, Scott. Specifically, when it comes to the Rhea and Dom story, I think people realize that this is basically Eddie and China 2.0. I think everybody understands this. People have been making the comparison between China and Rhea Ripley forever now. Here's my thing, man, and here's where I kind of got to disagree with you here. Despite it being so similar, I don't really think it matters that much, man, because this is an entertaining as hell story.
It is. It's also funny as fuck.
I mean, it's only because we have someone actually hot this time.
China was
Okay, well,
with the surgery.
I'm not gonna attack anybody's looks here, man. But like above all else, man, this is a genuinely entertaining thing, man. Like, it pushes the envelope as far as it's pushing it past the PG content. that they've been doing it, but they're also doing it in a way that, like, you know, it's still like digestible for public audiences, I guess. I don't know if I'm using that word correctly here. You know, if somebody can, do you guys feel like you understand where I'm going here?
Yeah, I get you. But
it's not.
Can we also talk about the fact that Dominic has to go home to his wife and explain that mommy caught him with a side chick?
I mean,
Dominic has to go home to his wife and justify being used as human tug-of-war between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley.
I mean,
so jealous of that guy.
Hey, you know what? Listen, man.
So fucking jealous. The two hottest people in the main roster right now, and he's fucking being able to work with both of them at the same time.
Scott, I love you, man, but you can't be calling not Dom. You can't be calling Francis a simp when you're saying stuff like this, man.
Yeah, for real.
Like, come on now, be fair.
No, I'm not a simp.
Be fair here, Scott.
I'll admit I'm a simp, but it's not for Rio or Liv.
I'm a simp, but at least I'll admit it.
I admitted what I am admitting I'm a simp for one of them, for a wrestler. It's just she's not doing anything, so I can't simp over. Nikita Lyons.
We moved on to Nikita Lyons.
We've moved past that. All right. We're just going to
fucking try to pretend.
We're essentially just going to have an entire.
Been like 50 years, so it kind of wore off.
I'm essentially just getting ready for the episode where Scott and Francis just compare their fucking waifu lists of WWE.
Don't you fucking judge me, you infinite geed laser. I will come to your house and I will
do what?
Fucking...
And I love that he got muted again. Dom, you were on point with this control board, my man. Oh my god.
Can't get out of it. That's the best part.
I didn't...
Oh god. Alright folks, so I think we're gonna wrap things up there, man. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, please. If you like everything you've heard today, please consider liking and subscribing for more episodes. We do weekly episodes every single week talking about all things going on in professional wrestling right now. Be sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram as well, as we do daily content on both. But for all of us here at The Push, my name is Cap.
I'm Dom.
Scott Bash.
And I'm Francis.
Ring that bell for me, Dom.
Shut up, bitch!
Fuck you.